What's your favorite Marlon Brando movie?
Favorite Marilyn Brando?
Yeah, Marilyn Brando.
He's a fish?
Yeah.
Marilyn Brando? He's always having his dress blown up.
Yeah.
Or his tutu. Marlon Brando, as in Marlon Wayans Brando, his cousin.
Damn, I would watch that.
I'll watch again. He'd be wearing whiteface. Everybody would be like, that's a movie we saw. I gotta admit, I laughed at white chicks. I don't know about you, but I did.
I was like a fetus when it came out. I remember laughing at Terry Crews.
It's alright to laugh at stupid shit.
Yeah, people watch
well,
this
Terry Crews is not stupid, but I'm just saying.
Terry Crews, stupid. You know, I asked the question at the beginning of this on who was your favorite Marlon Brando, but I'm just going to move on because no one gives a shit about that.
My favorite, look, I'm just put it out there real quick. My favorite Marlon Brando role should be obvious to you. It's Apocalypse Now, Colonel Kurtz.
Oh, he was in Apocalypse Now.
Mm-hmm. Small role, but goddamn is it hefty like his fucking big longa.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember Apocalypse Now very well.
You got fucking masterpiece, guy.
I got like this whole thing where I don't remember shit.
I mean, that's kind of cool in
its own way. Yeah, because I get to rewatch that. You get to
re-experience, but it's also worrisome.
Oh, well, I think it's depression based.
Oh yeah, think you're all cool with your little depression.
Oh, it sucks. I hate it. Anyway, what I was gonna say is Terry.
Vocal fried to death.
I forgot. It was Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
Oh yeah, Terry Crews doesn't age, dude.
Oh, of course, Black don't crack, guy.
But that goes beyond Black don't crack. Look at Morpheus. He looks like goddamn dog shit now.
Well, that's because of Morpheus. That's right, Morpheus himself. God damn it, he is just Morpheus.
He is Morpheus, dude. Captain, was it?
Once he did Morpheus, he was just Morpheus.
Cowboy Bob or whatever.
Nah, once Morpheus, he's Morpheus. I believe the saying goes.
But how come once Keanu Neo'd, he wasn't Neo? He was for a while though.
Yeah, but that's also because he was just kind of in a stank rut for a little bit.
Yeah, he was, huh?
Here's the thing about Keanu, and I know I mentioned this before, but it deserves a little, repeat. He's not a good actor. The right material, he can bang him out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not. He doesn't have a big range. Great guy though. Who doesn't love Keanu? That's not the point. The point is his range kind of stinks. So you're not. Personally, I wasn't even like. I mean, yeah, he was Neo, but I wasn't like he was Neo. I was just like he was Neo, and he was cool in it. Yeah. But whatever.
He was also Harker, and that was bad.
Jonathan, what is it?
It's just a man himself. Look, he's growing young.
Well, he just rings so different to everybody in that movie, man.
We can't move on from Morpheus. What were you gonna say about Morpheus?
Oh yeah, Morpheus got fat.
He did, dude.
So he doesn't look good anymore.
He doesn't look cool.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he couldn't look good fat, but he had to have played Morpheus while fat to be like, oh, he's cool looking, man. Yeah. Just look at old boy.
But then imagine Morpheus in that Morpheus suit. It wouldn't work.
Well, look, man. Fucking Hollywood finds a way to make anything look good.
That's a good point.
On people that are big and or small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'd find a way to make him look super cool. But I was going to say, just look at James Earl Jones, a black man who was of somewhat of a corpulent size when he played Folsom motherfucking Doom.
True.
And it's like, to me, as a guy that fucking grew up with Conan the Barbarian, there is nothing he could do after that wasn't cool. I was about to say, as long as, if he was fat.
I was about to say, as a Thulsa Doomite, are you outraged that the role he's remembered by is Darth Vader?
A little bit.
Right?
But that doesn't really have to do much with him being Thulsa Doom. It has much more to do with that I'm not really big on Star Wars, and I think it kind of stinks.
But what if you were? Would you still be like, come on, guy, Thulsa Doom?
Yes, because Conan the Barbarian is a much better movie, in my opinion. Yeah. I know that's not a popular opinion, but it doesn't matter to me in my world where my opinion is the thing that matters.
Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. Thoughts?
Morpheus is fat.
I wonder if Al's like, come on, guy.
You know what's
I get it. You hate fucking Star Wars.
You know what's a weird move that I was reading up on yesterday?
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with anything we've talked about, by the way.
Classic.
Other than, I guess, Hollywood makes a way of making people look good. I think that's what you said anyway.
Sure.
Quote, you. You know what's weird? Just freaking Elton John was mad bald.
Okay.
Like, that was a thing. He was bald. And then suddenly he's like, I got hair, dude.
Hold on, though. I was remembering the era where he was just bald, like completely bald.
Wait, that was an era?
I
I don't think that's an era, dude.
I remember him being completely bald with an earring.
Nah, homie, I don't think
and it was later in life.
I don't think that happened because apparently, and this is where I was headed to.
Okay.
Apparently, he was like super self-conscious about his baldness, right? Now, I, as a bald man, am like, I feel a little betrayed, guy. Like, dude, you could have set a standard for bald men at an era where there were no cool bald men.
There were no cool bald men, guy.
Who's a cool bald guy in the 70s, 60s?
Let me see. Cool bald guy. I mean, you could argue that wasn't John Wayne considered cool back then? Wasn't he bald? For real?
Like he wasn't. Probably. Life? But that's another thing. Like, that was a thing.
I don't really know because fuck John Wayne.
That was a thing. Like, Sean Connery was bald.
He wore a hairpiece.
He had a great hairpiece.
That's a good looking bald guy, too, because he had the horseshoe baldness.
The horseshoe. But that's what I'm saying. That's what Elton John had. He had the horseshoe because he was going bald. And then that was like his thing for a while. Like, I'm an ugly bald guy, right? That can play a song.
Right.
But then he got self-conscious, apparently got surgery, and it didn't work, apparently.
He got surgery
so
back
he started,
then?
So he started wearing hats and shit. And then that was his thing for a while. And then he was like, I'm out with the hats. I'm going to get another piece of surgery, right? So he got more surgery. And then suddenly he had a freaking hairdo that is the one that we know of now.
By the way, the hairdo that he has got to be one of the ugliest hairdos.
It's not a good hairdo, but that's my Elton. That's what I remember when I was a kid. He was, doing his thing with Eminem up on stage and shit, and he was wearing his little hat, or his little hair, I should say. But that's the thing, like, though I think that he could have set a standard for cool black man. He's not bald man.
He's definitely not black and or cool.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. But he's legendary, right?
Sure.
You can't deny that. Anyway, he's not a good-looking bald guy, so I get why
he's not a good-looking guy.
He's gotten better looking as he ages, because he looked like shit when he was young.
Oh yeah, he was monstrous.
He was ugly when he was young.
He looked like if Danny Elfman got beat up.
Oh, he did.
Right?
He did. So like as he got older, he just looked like a freaking grandpa guy, kind of, with crappy hair.
Yeah, you look more like a grandma. Like a
Judi Dench.
No,
Kinda,
Judi
dude.
Dench is more manly than Elton John, guy.
Well, he's gay.
Well, it doesn't matter, guy. He's still a dude with a big old dingling.
You think it's big?
No, homie. I think it's small, guy.
You think?
I think it's small, dude.
Damn, homie.
I just get that vibe. And yes, I did try to find Elton John bald and like fully bald. I swear to God,
it didn't happen to you. You're thinking about John Travolta.
Man, I think I am thinking about John Travolta. Travolta,
because he had an earring for a while, I think.
He did have. Damn, I was. How the fuck did I get Elton John?
Well, they're both gay.
Visually,
they're both gay. Let's be honest. Except that Elton John had the decency to come out and be like, "Yeah, I'm gay."
Gay as hell, guy.
I must suck this guy's dick.
John Travolta's so clearly gay, man.
Right?
I think that's why Pitbull stopped hanging out with him.
You think he was hitting on him?
I think he was, guy.
Well, that was a weird relationship that came out of nowhere. What was that?
I think look, we can't pretend that John Travolta wasn't cool at one point in time.
Dude.
Even in our lifetime, he was cool.
The dude did Battlefield Earth, and people are still like, yeah, but he was in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's the thing. That movie did so much for him, and he was so cool in it that he made mad stinkers after that, and people were still giving him breaks until they're like, that's it, guy. We're done.
Yeah.
Can't do it anymore, dude. Battlefield Earth, guy. We forgave that, now you're giving us this turd, whatever it is, fill in the blank.
Well, Hairspray? He was in Hairspray. Ironically, because he's bald.
And gay. Yeah, so Pitbull just took him under his wing because I think that Pitbull was like, man, this guy used to be cool. I'm going to be the Tarantino to him again. I'm going to bring him back into the scene. And Pitbull, not the dog, but the man. Although it would have been
just a random ass pity.
Pretty cool if a pity was walking around with him. But anyway, fucking Pitbull started bringing him on shows. Yeah. To be part of the fucking performance.
So weird, dude.
Super weird. Leaping around like a weirdo. Singing on occasion. And then he was in Pitbull's music videos at one point.
Yeah.
Playing a cool guy. But I think that John was like, I think Pitbull likes me, guy.
Yeah.
And he might have reached out and touched Faith. You know what I'm saying?
Because that relationship
just ended, guy.
And also, it's canonical now. I looked it up. That Pitbull
convinced him to shave his
convinced
head.
him to shave, which, by the way, is a good look.
Yes, it's a good look. It's not a great look because
him.
Travolta's weird face is very weird. But it's way better than him trying to hold desperately onto his hair, man. Some of the hairdos he did were awful.
Or Elton Johnian.
Well,
No, because he kind of hit a stride for her.
who? Elton?
Elton. He just kept the hair.
Elton's hair sucks, but it's at least looks
It's consistent.
realistic. Travolta's hair was like, that's fake, guy. Is that a helmet? Okay, look, let's see some bald people here. You gotta rate them. Billy Zane, guy, classic bald guy that had to shave his head because come on, guy, that hairpiece.
I like him with hair.
Yeah, but he's hairless now.
He's
guy.
hairless.
Give me a rating 1 through 10.
I'll give him credit for embracing the hair loss
Mm-hmm.
and just shaving that boy, because I hate when people hold on to that shit. But I liked him with hair more, so I'm gonna give him a 7.
He does look good with hair.
Let me see him with bald.
No, you don't get. You gotta go off the dome, guy. The bald dome.
I don't remember him.
Well, let me see. Friendly ass face and that bald head is a weird combo.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm
You know
gonna
what
go.
I'm
I'm gonna go 6, dude.
Yeah, I love Billy. He, he's in shitty movies galore, but there's something about Billy I've always liked. So I'm gonna go with. I gotta go a 5.
It's really a 5, but I like Billy, so I'm gonna
he
give
looks. His face kind of ruins the bald. He has a good head, but the face is not great match. Let's go to another Billy Corgan.
Oh, that boy looks.
I gotta
like
give him a 0, guy.
Nosferatu, only lame.
Actually, I'm gonna give him a 1 because he could be worse. But that boy looks like fucking straight up Eminem head.
That boy head's huge.
Yeah, it's not a rating.
0, dude.
0.
Is it controversial that I don't really care about the Pumpkins? I haven't heard much of them, mind you.
It's classic albums.
I haven't heard them, guy.
Gotta listen to him, guy. Sam Jackson.
He looks fine, bald.
I mean, he's kind of the guy that obviously doesn't look bad bald. But if you really looked at him and got beyond the, glory that is his presence, you'd be like, it's all right. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
He's a good Fury, though.
No. That's nothing to do with him. I'm just saying his presence is he's kind of like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
He's cool, but you also know that he's in a lot of uncool shit. But he's so cool that you're like, you don't see anything but the coolness. And part of Sam Jackson's coolness is his baldness because it fits into his essence.
Yeah.
But if you really sit there and look at him for a while, you're like, that's all right. The bald looks is all right, I guess. It's not the greatest.
Well, the reason I brought up Nick Fury is because he looks cool as Nick Fury.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
I think like an everyday Sam Jackson, like if you were to walk by, I would be like,
I know.
that doesn't look cool. But when they make him look cool, he looks cool.
How about The Rock? I must admit that when The Rock went bald in terms of wrestling, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Because the hair was such part of the personality.
That's what I was going to say. I pretty much grew up in the time when The Rock had hair. And it's weird to see him bald. To this day, it's weird
it's
to
still
see him
weird,
bald.
yeah.
It's like...
Now, granted, if he had kept that hair from the old days till
yeah,
nowadays,
it wouldn't be good.
It would have looked hella
It would have
whack.
been good.
And also, he's gotten so big that hair
Yeah, it would look weird.
would look weird. But also, baldness still looks weird on him because he's so massive. It just looks pinheaded sometimes. Now, sometimes it looks amazing. Like I think in the movie Faster, which by the way is one of the few Rock movies that's not total shit. Should check it out. I think he looks good. It's a good balance of muscle plus his head doesn't look small and he looks tough, naturally tough, not just because he's big. Hercules, he has a full ass head of hair and a beard, and he looks fucking rad. I'm just gonna put that out there, guy. Dave Chappelle, bald man.
I mean, classic bald guy. Dude. But does he look cool?
I think he pulls off the kind of like weird comical face to bald thing well, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
A funky, funny looking face with expressions.
Imagine Jim Carrey bald.
That would be awful.
Disgusting.
Don't want to live in the world.
Almost got it because he was gonna play Curly in the Three Stooges at one point.
Oh
Benicio del Toro as Mo.
Benicio del Toro as
That
Mo.
would have been great.
Imagine.
Angriest. I guess he is angry.
That would have been hella weird. And Sean Penn was gonna be Larry.
Sean Penn is one of the ugliest people ever, and he was gonna be
on the planet.
And he was gonna be bald.
He was good.
Well, not bald, but kind of horseshoe.
That's
bald.
one of the weirdest castings that would potentially ever happen. But anyway, we're glad it didn't happen because it would have harkened the apocalypse. Mike Tyson, bald guy. Look, Mike Tyson looked hella cool with his,
I like the thing. Yeah, I can't even picture him bald, even though I know he's been bald forever.
The tattoo really takes a lot of
Yeah.
attention from him. It's an awful tattoo still, but that's one of those guys that had such an iconic dude that you're like, nah, homie. Anything after that's gonna be kind of ass.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, he kind of looks funky bald. But anyway, Jason Statham, that's a good looking bald man.
That's a good bald guy. I think there is a movie with Jason Statham with hair, and it was weird.
Yeah. I mean, he's had varying stages of hair,
And I'm sure it was a wig piece.
and it's always been short to starting to bald.
I'm talking
to
like
outright
long, like longer hair, dude.
Long?
Like in his early career, I think there was one movie,
I'm sure
but I
there
think
is.
it was a wig piece. I think
I'm sure there is.
because I think he's been bald.
But
forever,
I think we
dude.
could both agree that as far as bald men goes, that's
a good looking bald
That's top 10 right there.
Also, he kind of doesn't age.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I mean,
He's
that's
gotta
what happens when
I
you're
think
physically active.
He's got to be like at least 85, right? And he's looking pretty good.
I think he's 1,000.
Yeah.
Last time.
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Mark Strong.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
He's a
looking
good
bald
looking
guy.
bald guy.
I would put him like in the 7.5. He's not near the 10, but he's
But he
definitely
looks
not.
cool.
He's no slouch. Yeah, he's all right.
Ain't he?
No, I'm just saying he's all right. Definitely beating Pitbull.
Oh yeah.
Pitbull rating
I mean, I don't want to see him with hair.
or without.
Well, just because I would be disgusted with him having hair, I'll go 6.
Here's the thing about Pitbull. I don't hate Pitbull, but I don't like his music. But I do like that he's like about his thing, you know?
Yeah.
He's out there hustling nonstop. And he seems like a pretty personable guy.
And I'll give him credit that he's kind of unique and not in his musicals, but in the fact that he raps about
Yeah, he's not rapping anymore.
about shit that other rappers don't talk about. Like, I'm traveling, dude. And
Traveling.
it's fun.
Conquering, dancing,
And
with Travolta.
Travolta. He's not like, I got mad money. He's like, I'm traveling. And it's fun, guy. That's
True.
But it sucks.
But yeah, it's terrible
It's not
music,
good,
man.
man.
It's horrid. Ving Rhames,
Oh, Ving.
classic bald man.
Can't picture him with hair.
Yeah, I don't want to picture him with
No.
him. I want to picture him bald, showering.
Damn, homie.
Yeah, gaily.
What's
No
my,
other
what's
way.
my first Ving? I think it was Pulp Fiction.
Vin Diesel guy, bald.
I mean, it's better than with hair. He looks weird with
Here's
hair.
the thing about Vin. He's one of those that it depends on his weight.
That's true. He's looking like an old
Dude.
lady now.
Yeah, he can't pack on weight well, man.
Nah.
You know? So when he's cut up,
When
like
he's
Riddick
Riddick.
era, he looks fucking badass.
Yeah.
Current era, what the hell, guy? John Cena's balding. Has been
that's-
balding. People are barely noticing.
Yeah, what is that?
We've been noticing this shit for years, man. You know, he's got the thinning spot in the back. Thoughts?
That boy.
You think he's gonna ride that boy out?
if
I think he is.
I
guy.
hope he hangs on to that.
I'm hoping that it's an impetus for a new hairdo. You know, he kind of did the new hairdo because, you know, we always kind of got the Marine crew cut-ish look. And he's kind of got a longer look now, and it looks good. But then you're like, damn, but you're losing the hair
That's
back
the
there.
thing, dude. And he would look like shit bald.
Yeah, that's not a
That's
good.
the thing.
He has a very face-dominant head.
Imagine that head.
So his bald would be small. That's right, his bald would be small, guy.
That would look like dog, dude.
Imagine Snoop Dogg bald.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, that was a
That's
good
a
bald.
great bald.
He was just a great-looking guy.
He was
I don't
cool.
mean like a good-looking guy.
He just looks
I'm
like
just,
a
there was
cool guy.
something about him that was like gentle, giantish. Like,
Who,
yeah.
Okay, who are people who just look cool?
Period?
Yeah. Like, not in roles. I'm talking just like if you saw him in the street, you'd be like, that's
This
a
is
cool
controversial and the opposite of what you just asked, so there's
Cool.
that. I don't think Brad Pitt looks cool. I don't think he looks uncool. But, you know, he's a good-looking guy to a lot of people, and, of course, he's been in a lot of cool shit. One of my favorite movies of all time he's been in. Several, actually. But I don't think he's cool. He's cool in roles,
I think
but
he looks...
I don't think it goes beyond the roles.
That makes sense. I think he looks cool as Tyler.
That's probably the coolest he ever looked.
But, yeah, he doesn't... I don't think he's hot.
Aldo?
Thoughts on that?
Well, you know, no. If I was banging dudes, he wouldn't be my first pick.
Right.
But apparently he'd be a lot of chicks' first picks. even to
Yeah,
this day.
I mean, I'll say that he's aged well.
Yeah. He still
he also
he
kinda
looks
looks
like he
like-
actually aged, but then didn't all get ugly. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes he gets that little surgery look, and you're like, come on, you're touching up.
I think Henry Cavill looks cool.
Henry Cavill looks cool.
Like, not just...
and, dare I say, damn good looking.
I would have sex with him right here, right now. We
24/7,
already
man.
mentioned that before. But I think beyond like his obvious hotness and ability to turn straight men gay.
It's 69 right now for him.
By the way, we posted the clip of me saying I would suck his dick and you saying he's hot as hell on TikTok, and mad people agreed.
You're right.
So I have a friend in Mexico who's like, dude, like randomly will send me messages, be like, dude, I want to suck this guy's dick left and right. I'm like, me too, guy. By the way, I gotta give him mad credit because apparently WB wanted him to shave his chest hair for Superman. Henry Cavill, the real nerd that he is, pointed to Death of Superman as being like Superman's got chest hair, and that was like, all right.
Yeah. Also, he just looks good with chest hair.
He just looks good with chest hair.
Not everybody can pull the chest hair off either. Homie. He can. That's a good mix of good, natural good looks.
Yeah.
And a sculptured physique.
And like people who do like bodybuilding and shit, or like that's a natural physique too.
Yeah. There's.
It doesn't look unnatural like the Rock.
Good genetics. He reminds me a lot of Arnold in the sense that you could tell that genetically speaking,
he's an ubermensch.
Clearly Arnold juiced, but genetically speaking, he was predisposed to look that good, that symmetrical, that basically physically perfect. So it's not even an argument of the juicing just made it look better.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So he's on that fucking
cool
track
looking.
right there, guy. Mads Mikkelsen, I think, is one of the coolest looking motherfuckers out there.
Looks rad, dude.
Badass looking dude. If I could look like somebody, it'd probably be Mads, guy. Yeah. And I would be Mads.
Speaking of Mads, I think Ice Cube looks kind of cool. He's always angry.
I think his face...
That's the best part.
No, hold on. I think his face, when not angry,
is weird.
Looks 100% less cool.
But
he's like 500% cool. So
he's 99% of the time angry is the thing.
That's the thing.
So it kind of works.
But I wouldn't want to look like Ice Cube.
Oh yeah.
Just being straight up here. Love Cube though I do.
Yeah.
And flutes.
If you had to be a black guy,
classic question.
I just decided this is gonna be a podcast and we're just gonna flute around about shit. And Ice Cube's gonna be like, hell yeah, flutes.
I was here. Speaking of flutes, I was hearing Tanzvoot the other day, Catching Up.
Remember that cover?
Super crappy.
Anyway,
and there was some flutes, because they throw in a bunch of instruments. And the first thing that popped into my head was Ice Cube with these flutes, just the flutes, nothing else.
If you haven't noticed, the reason why we're mentioning this is because if you listen to a lot of mad Ice Cube tracks, as in he's angry in them.
All of a sudden, a flute will pop
he puts flutes in. Like his infamous diss track, No Vaseline, it's got mad flutes in it, which is like the ultimate move. Imagine
getting owned by a flute.
You're calling people gay and that they hump each other's asses and that they're freaking lame as shit, right? And then there's a mad flute dropping at the back.
Dropping in, guy.
You're like, what do I do? I just got owned verbally and orally by this freaking flute.
A flute, man.
It's a play-ass move.
Yeah.
And then, like...
I also think it's kind of weirdly subtextual. He's like... Because, I don't know if anybody noticed. And by that, I mean you should have. But rap disses involve a lot of calling people gay.
Yeah.
But when you hear the songs, they're fucking gay. You're like, man, this is gayer than you calling them gay.
That's the thing. I disagree with I don't think Ice Cube sounds gay. But he's calling freaking Dre gay. Which is like, dude, if you listen to like 90% of Dre songs, there's some weird gay shit going on.
There is.
Like humping dudes and it's weird.
And how is suck my dick an insult? Like
that is weird.
And there's like variants of it, not just plain like suck my dick. Suck my dick it's such a colloquial phrase now that you could just say it mindlessly.
Well,
but they find ways to say it in different ways, and you're like, man, that's gay sounding.
That's the thing.
And
like
it's supposed to be an insult.
Suck my dick is insulting because you're what's it called? Degrading the other person, but you're also getting sexual pleasure from it. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty gay.
And when the degradation is insinuating that they're gay for sucking you,
but you're
the one getting sucked and laughing at them while they do it, hella gay, guy.
It's pretty gay.
No?
And then that's like a thing Dre goes to like constantly.
A lot, guy.
And then of course you got the Eminem thing where they're clearly having sex,
bumping uglies. But anyway, coming back around to your thing, who would you be? Is my question because I got to think about it. Let me see.
I gotta think too.
Definitely wouldn't be The Rock.
Oh, he's black, yeah.
Well, he's half
But it counts. It counts.
His dad was black and hell of a cool. The Rock's dad.
Oh, he looked cool.
Way cooler looking than the Rock guy. He looks straight out of a blaxploitation movie. Badass. Yeah.
I think I would go with Michael J. White in Black Dynamite gear.
Only that way.
With the stash and the fro. I'll go Big Mike.
Big Mike, Michael Clark Duncan. Cool as hell, but would I want to look like him? Probably not.
Why not?
I don't know, man. All I can think about is Minute. Imagine.
Why?
All of a sudden I'm wearing a weird little fucking, what is that? Like a little concierge suit.
Why did he have that on?
And the little golden eye, you know. I don't know why I'd also have the golden eye, but I would. And I'd be walking around like this. I don't know, man.
Was he supposed to be a Frankenstein?
I guess, eventually.
Why, he died or what? Why?
I don't know, you're right, he didn't die.
No.
I mean, he did die, but not
in a Frankenstein way.
Well, no, but he might as well be.
That's true.
You know, but anyway, I wouldn't want to look like him is what I'm saying. Denzel got the freaky finger.
Yeah. Also, like, I
love Denzel, but he's not cool looking.
I was about to say.
One of my favorite actors.
Not hating on the Dens, but he's kind of ugly, too, I think. Not ugly, but just not cool.
He's oddly, like, visually speaking, middle of the road.
Yeah.
I think he looks cooler as he's gotten older.
I think if he wasn't famous, you wouldn't like even look at him in the street.
Yeah, that's a good example of a guy whose talent was so, prodigious that it didn't matter that he looked like milk toast. You know?
Damn,
very middle of the road.
Nutella?
Ken Foree is pretty cool looking.
He's got the receding hair.
He's just cool looking.
Did he ever go bald?
Did he?
I don't remember.
Yes.
Because he was balding in back in the 70s.
Well, I'll tell you this. But a lot of black people have like really short.
That's true.
Kind of like uneven hair patterns sometimes. So maybe that's the case. I don't know. I'm not sucking his hair off. But I think that he's one cool looking moaf. And the mere fact that he is a character that I wanted to see an entire movie made from in Rob Zombie's Halloween, however contentious that movie might be, he appears as this trucker that's clearly tougher than nails and's been around, and he gets killed by Michael, and I'm like, God damn, I want a whole movie about that guy. There's something about that guy. I thought he looked cool as hell in that. He looks cool in Dawn of the Dead. He always kind of looks cool. Devil's Rejects.
What's the black guy in Dusk Till Dawn? I think he looks cool.
You mean... Fred Williamson?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's hella cool. Blaxploitation fucking legend, man.
You gotta be chomping on the cigar, though.
Damn, he is a badass looking dude. That's a good one. That's a good option for... If I were black, I'd want to look like Fred Williamson, the category.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, no way, man. I don't want to look like Kevin Hart in any...
I hated Kevin Hart for the longest time, but I don't mind him anymore.
I think he's entertaining enough. I'm not listening to his comedy specials, but I can see
him
in
liked him
movies.
in Jumanji and shit like that.
Eddie Murphy, was that? Nah, I wouldn't want to look like Eddie Murphy.
Dude, that's a bad one.
Eddie's bad?
He's not a good looking guy.
Why,
you think that's not a popular thing amongst the blacks?
I feel that a lot of black people...
the black community.
I feel like the blacks is okay.
You think?
Yeah.
Alright then.
Right?
We can say Jews, why can't we say blacks?
I feel like the blacks was never like a thing. Maybe if it said with a little stank, like, oh, those blacks, then that would be bad.
That's a good point.
But I feel like then again, if you say the whites, that's
it's kind of weird. But you can
say
the
Browns. You don't say the Browns unless it's a family of black people, no less, because that's usually what I imagine when they say, oh, the Browns are in town. Oh, the Browns, I know them.
Tyler Perry, dude, the Meet the Browns.
Those are annoying looking Browns. You know, the old guy with the
the head.
Man, that's a punchable looking
that's
guy.
Not a good head, dude.
Anyway, fucking Idris Elba. That's a cool looking black guy.
That's a cool looking... Like, as a Bat fan, me thinking of Batman being black is weird.
Okay.
Because he's like a billionaire, and it's just kind of like, weird.
Okay, what? Black people can't be billionaires?
Well, no, but that's not the first thing you think about.
Damn, homie.
Billionaire well, I guess there's probably some. Anyway.
I feel like that's a little bit racist, guy.
Idris Elba already plays Batman in Luther. And I think he would look cool as hell as Batman.
He would look cool as hell.
So that would be a pretty rad Batman.
Look, and I know some people probably cry about this and be like, oh, why does it have to be from, this strata of life? But if I were to make a Batman, first of all, I have no problem with there being a black Batman, a black anybody.
Yeah.
The only way I would ever have a problem is this. Let's say that Henry Cavill's playing Superman per se. I'm not. Why am I not using the Batman example anymore? I don't know. Well, let's say Ben Affleck is playing Batman.
Yeah.
And we're still in that universe.
And suddenly
then in the next movie he's a black guy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck happened? Why is he a black guy? That's weird. Then I would have a problem with it because if it's supposed to be the same continuity, why the hell is he all of a sudden black or Asian or Mexican or whatever? That would make no sense. But if we're talking about a completely different continuity or of its own, I don't give a shit.
Let me just say, I would be fine with a black Batman if it was
Blackman, if you will.
Blackman, if it was a different like a different take on something, you know, like if they're not going for like a direct comic adaptation of Batman, I'm fine with it.
Well, I'm okay with that too, but I was leading to this. If I were to make
Fat Batman though, I'm out.
Drake and the Batman, it would be called.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Anyway, fucking
Tim Drake?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
If I were to make a black Batman movie, first of all, I
Black
wouldn't write art or have people write articles about it because immediately you're gonna rile up the idiot incels. But I would just make the movie. But anyway, obviously it would be like Joker. It's its own timeline, so people wouldn't be
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you know, it would just be its own timeline, and if you're not an idiot, you would understand that. But I think it would be hella interesting to see a Bruce that didn't come up privileged.
Yeah,
that had to scrap and put together the persona of Batman to clean up his fucking neighborhood.
That's what I meant by like it's not being like a comic book adaptation, you know.
Yeah.
Because if you're going for the comic book, like he's just a freaking born, you know, rich thing. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that take would be cool.
Like I said, I think some people would be pissed off about that. Well, why does he have to be from the streets or the hood or whatever? Well, you put that word in my mouth there, buddy. I'm saying that a lot of African Americans to this day, an overwhelming majority, are still struggling to break the constraints that society handed to them, you know, as a result of the way things were in America and sadly remain in so many ways. So let's not pretend that doesn't happen. We don't have to portray success all the time to give an idea that's not the dominant one, you know. So that's the sad truth, is that a lot of people are just stuck in this horrible strata of society. And so why not give them a hero that feeds off the idea of Batman, but in that circumstance? And I think that would be cool. The idea of Batman having to literally pull himself together from the ground up with no resources, with no money, with no, you know, none of the amenities that Bruce Wayne, the billionaire, has. That's fucking interesting. That's potentially cool. And he has a way to work his way up the criminal system, because he would start at the street level. And what if new things were introduced into the super powerful villains were introduced into the mix? What if messing with street thugs was actually messing with gangs that were controlled by mafiosi, which are much more powerful? And what if those mafia, you know, all this potential is there for an actual Batman story that's loyal to Batman and can also be black, you know,
Black
as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that would be a fucking amazing way to attack the material. But it seems some people immediately take offense thinking that they're being replaced, which is ridiculous. But also I feel that Hollywood sometimes is actively trying to push. And that's really the result of the way people are. If enough people don't like what you like and you have the potential to do something against that, you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm an artist, let's say I'm a multi-billionaire producer, and I have a certain social political idea, and a bunch of assholes are like, we don't like that. Well, then guess what? I'm going to redouble just to stick it in your fucking ass. I think that's the way everybody works. And now with the social problems that we have in America, with a lot of racial tension and all that shit, that's been doubled up to the nth degree. And now everybody feels offended about fucking everything. Everybody assumes everything's racial when, you know, it's just not. And even people that weren't racist at one point are now being driven to some form of extremism.
Oh yeah, I've seen
because of that.
I've seen mad racists like everywhere, dude.
So it's sad, really.
Speaking of race, I thought about this the other day, and you know, call me out if I'm tripping.
Okay. But
Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to be in a galaxy far, far away.
Right.
Why the hell is there Asians?
Well, it's supposed to be in the past, isn't it? We have to assume that this is
long time ago.
Long time ago.
It's not galaxy far away though. technically there shouldn't be any freaking people that look like us. Unless there's like
Well,
some...
I mean, what are you going to do to fulfill these roles? Is everybody going to be in makeup? No.
Hell yeah, guy.
But arguably in a sci-fi universe, anybody that lives on Earth, say if something existed before Earth, a universe existed before Earth was populated, then arguably Earth would have been seeded by people from
That's a
all
good
over the
point.
stars.
That's a good
So the
point.
origin point wouldn't be Asia for
So you're talking
Asiatic-looking
like
peoples.
there's an Asian dude. I don't know why I picked Asians. Like I guess because I had already
Anybody,
gone on the
right?
blacks thing. To
Browns?
even it out a little bit. So you're saying like an Asian in this Star Wars world is just like a mad alien that seeded this Earth?
from
All
his
right.
own planet.
I'll
Or
allow it.
something, you know,
I'll
at least
allow it.
that's how I see it. And
'Cause
really,
I was like, but then why don't we have like Plo Khans and freaking Grogu's running around and shit?
well, that story hasn't been told yet. Or maybe that's an alternative universe like ours. Thoughts? Man, Jar Jar that was kind of racist, wasn't it?
A little bit.
That guy was just straight talking like, you know, your stereotypical fucking slave type character.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? What is that?
hate
And then
this.
they got a black guy to play him.
I hate this push to bring back Jar Jar and this push to try to make the freaking prequels better than the sequels. It's like, they're not, dude.
Yeah, they're not.
You might hate the freaking Disney Star Wars, but it's way better than that garb.
Yeah, just on a visual standpoint, I could just tune my brain on. I guess I'll watch it. Look, Star Wars isn't good.
Yeah, well, we can move on from Star Wars. I just
I'm
wanted
just
to bring
saying,
out the why is there freaking
Let's not
Asians.
try to pretend that
Yeah.
the prequels are good.
Like Star
They're
Trek,
not.
it makes sense. Star
Well,
Wars doesn't make sense. That there's like
in terms of the
multi-race.
Yeah, I guess it does.
It-
Because they spread out into the
Yeah,
universe, yeah.
And they started from here.
But I mean, it's not that Star Wars doesn't make sense. It's just they don't explicitly explain that. You just have to assume, or maybe they have. I don't know all the fucking lore.
Yeah,
but
that's a good point. I don't care.
I assume, as a non-Star Warsite, that Earth is in the distant future, if it is there at all, or a version of Earth anyway, and people from across the stars eventually would populate it, and that's where, the different types of people would be. But
So we're all
I'm
aliens.
just assuming because I don't give a shit about Star Wars.
Yeah, Grogu.
Enough. Thoughts? Grogu? I pet Grogu,
He's
though.
pretty cute,
And his
dude.
frog.
I like how everybody lost their mind when Lizzo appeared in The Mandalorian.
Come on, guys. Liz, I will say that Lizzo
You hate Lizzo?
sometimes actively tries to be annoying. Like, do you really need to be twerking during a fucking basketball game on the sidelines?
I would do that if I was rich, dude. And fat.
Would you brain a hoe like Jack Nicholson, who was also on the sidelines?
Dude, braining hoes left and right, man.
I feel like he was the first twerking on the sidelines guy. Only with hoes and brain them.
I was about to say, did,
With Bob.
did he twerk? What was the Bob thing? Everybody, hold on, guy.
Wasn't that his homeboy and he requested that he be in the movie?
Was it? Was that the story?
We're talking about Jack Nicholson.
In Batman.
In Batman, he has a
henchman,
crony, a
yeah.
henchman, Bob, which is always with him apparently. Super powerful apparently.
He got his own action figure.
I remember hearing, and I could be super wrong about this. This might just be mind canon for Bob, but I remember hearing that was his homeboy, or is, I don't know. I don't even know that guy's still alive. But
Dude, he's in everything. Remember that time when he was in everything?
yeah, I remember hearing that was his homie, and he demanded that he be in, or he wouldn't be in it.
I feel
And that's
like
why Bob is so prominent.
I feel like that was a power move because we never saw Bob in any other freaking Jack Nicholson role, so he never pulled that freaking that card out.
Well, maybe he just wanted to. Maybe Bob.
I think
like,
it was
this is my chance to meet Prince.
I think it was an ultimatum, dude. I think there was like a negotiating thing,
Okay.
and he's like, I'm gonna freaking do the dumbest. I'm gonna what's it called? Demand the dumbest thing ever. This guy's got to be in it.
Just some
And
random guy.
and his name is Bob, and we're of a mind to make some mookie.
I'm of a mind to make some mookie. Phone book? Yes, sir.
And WB was like, God damn it, we want freaking. I guess he's in it. And now he's canon.
I love Jack as an actor, not in all his roles, but once he hit stride as an actor, I mean, he was in some of the greatest movies of all time: Chinatown, Cuckoo's Nest, One Flew Over One, to be precise.
Joker and the Penguin in that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fucking The Shining, of course, you know, Departed, etc. He's in tons of great movies, but he brained a hoe.
He brained a hoe.
No,
dude.
but fucking he sucks at Joker. Guy, I hate him as Joker.
Yeah, he's terrible.
You know, anybody else I would have been okay with, man.
And it's so weird because I mentioned this before when we were watching The Shining. You know, when he's fully insane, I actually...
think Bob played the snow in that.
Yeah, that's true. God damn.
just lay right here, guys.
Just naked. When we were watching The Shining, there was a moment where I was like, he would be a pretty cool Joker. Forgetting that he was the Joker and he sucked balls at him.
I also hate the makeup.
It's so annoying. Yeah, what is that?
And not in a cool way.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know to a lot of people, they're like, hell yeah, he's the best Joker. But man, I've always hated that Joker.
Oh, you know who looks kind of cool?
Who?
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, but he brained it.
You brained it. Oh, dude.
He did look cool.
He's a cool.
Or I guess he still
he's
looks
a cool looking
but...
guy.
And his heyday, I think Tony Todd looked pretty fucking rad.
Yeah. He looks like shit now.
He's super thin guy.
Yeah, mommy. Also,
at least it's not Morpheus scene.
Or also his audio commentary tracks are terrible.
Oh my god, yeah, man. I don't know if we mentioned this before, but he did a commentary track with the director of the original Candyman. One of the greatest horror movies of the 90s, if not all time. And I was excited to hear this new track.
Yeah.
I didn't make it for but like 12 minutes, guy.
Homie was just talking about
Tony
Avengers.
Todd was reviewing every other movie except talking about fucking Candyman,
and he hated
man.
every other... He would bring up a movie...
And he'd be like, I hate it.
Well, like
and or love it.
Hold on.
Whatever the other guy thought, Bernard Rose
I was about to say...
he did the opposite.
I was about to say, imagine you're with your homie, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're like, oh, dude, have you seen Teenage Mutant Ninja... That's the first movie I saw. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But you bring it up, like, excited. Like, have you seen this movie? You assume... You, as the person who's being talked to, assumes that this guy likes this movie, and that's why he brought it up.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what Tony was doing. He'd be like, have you seen Avengers, whatever, whichever one it was? And the other guy was like, yeah, it was all right. You know,
like,
probably trying to...
I hated it.
It's like, why'd you bring it up then?
What the fuck, dude? And if the other dude was like, oh, this movie is pretty good for this, Tony was like, nah, homie.
Yeah.
What is that, man?
And then the other guy, what was the movie he brought up that he clearly didn't watch?
Oh, The Devils. Bernard Rose
Yeah.
was, have you ever seen The Devils? And he's like, oh, yeah, of course, whatever. And then Bernard Rose basically tries to talk about Oliver Reed's role in it. Wasn't it fantastic? He's like, oh, yeah. Anyway, it was very clear that he hadn't seen The Devils. And if he has no conversation about it somehow, even though that's one of the most talked about movies of all fucking time.
You think I would like it?
Nah, homie.
What's a movie that is universally beloved that you know I would hate?
Well, he already hated
Melted
Citizen
Falcon?
Kane. He probably wouldn't like westerns, good or bad.
I can't picture him watching a Western.
Yeah. Can't picture him listening to music other than soundtracks.
That's weird.
That's weird, even though apparently he does. I can't picture Al jerking off.
I can't, dude.
Not that
Like,
I want to,
obviously
but I'm
he-
just saying.
Obviously, the boy has. He's had a weird thing with
Come on.
E.T. You know,
His marriage with E.T. was clearly just jerking off.
but
Nobody wants to bang E.T.
you think E.T. jerks off?
I didn't see any penis.
Yeah. How do they reproduce?
Maybe it's a psychic jerk
Maybe-
off.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what the finger's all about.
Maybe it's like a swamp thing kind of thing. Like they put each other's fingers in their mouths and that's how they have
Something's
sex.
going on. Yeah. Thoughts? They put a ring around their head. Demolition Man.
Oh.
Anywho, I guess we ran on pretty long. We didn't decide who the coolest looking black guy that we
Okay.
wanted to be was.
No, Jonathan Majors did. Scatman Carruthers.
Scatman looked pretty cool, man.
Dee-dee-da.
Well, different kind of cool, but it's kind of like, let's say like, I was going to say B.B. King, but he definitely didn't look cool.
Satchmo?
Cool though he was. Satchmo didn't look cool.
Cab Calloway looked pretty cool.
Cab Calloway looked cool in that old gin joint way, you know? But I wouldn't want to look like
Nah.
him. Just saying.
Anyway.
I guess it's up in the air.
It's up in the air.
Anyway, let us know anything
Yeah.
about anything we said. And, that's it, gang.